Okay, let's talk. So, this is me recording right after 10:43. Watching, a couple of videos that came out immediately after, but it's only a couple hours after. Just some basic breakdowns. But this is the accumulation of a lot of points that I've been thinking of lately. Recently, actually, I had a theory about sun god Nika. And in particular, from the get go, I've always thought that, in particular, just the way that they bring up Nika, it doesn't make sense for Nika and Joyboy to be the same entity. Because Joyboy was already what Nika is as we know it currently. Obviously we connected to it. Obviously they are connected. But why would they just kind of rebrand Joyboy? That doesn't make sense. And so I think it's some sort of trinity in a way. Or something's going on there that separates those two. Now, I've got a separate theory about how this all works out, which is a little wacky. I'm gonna have to make a separate video. This is my first video on theories about Gaimon from way, 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 way back in East Blue being the sun god Nika. I know. Crazy, stupid, maybe, probably, yes. But I don't say that without reason. Go back and watch that episode knowing what you know now, and knowing as well that while it felt like the first time you went through it, it was a filler episode, but it's actually in the manga, and the manga doesn't have filler. Like, we know that. Like, as far as I know, at least. Like, it's purposely in there. It's very deliberate. I think it's for a reason. I mean, there's parallels, of course, about some grand treasure. It's basically Treasure Island as they approach some God's wrath, God's curse. And then once Gaimon basically vibe checks Luffy. Well, first off, when Gaimon is first actually shown, the stormy skies instantly part and sunlight comes down. First off. Second off, Gaimon vibe checks Luffy and says, like, oh, we're the same. We even look the same. After Luffy tells him about his aspirations and his motives and just his nature. And that is, like, in particular, he says we even look the same. Then Nami has a joke about whatever. I don't think he means obviously physically, because they don't look the same physically, but like spiritually, like some other essence, as just the essence of each other looks the same. Like, they're compatible, they are the same. So and there's a few other things, but I'm gonna make a separate video on that. But my working theory is that whether it's Gaimon or not, okay, let's just say Gaimon is Nika. Nika is just the overall sun god, existed way beyond time and all of that. Joyboy is the physical incarnation of Nika in the material world. So Joyboy is Nika, but in the same way that God in the Abrahamic religion is Jesus. They're separate, but they're connected. You know what I mean? That's one possible explanation I have. The other being that Joyboy is the one that Nika gives his blessing upon vibe checking them, like the one that he instills his will upon, someone that will carry his will. I actually thought that was off rip. That was off rip. I was thought that dome. But like, you know what I'm saying though, right? Like, I mean, obviously. So that's what's interesting about, in particular, this chapter. Because not only do we officially get the confirmation that Luffy's Joyboy, of course we already knew, like, I mean, we've known since Fishman Island, like, oh, Joyboy, the person who puts the smile on everyone's face. I wonder who that is. The one that champions freedom. I wonder who that is, But, so we're finally getting confirmation on that, like, in-universe. In particular, getting it from Zunisha, massive confirmation. I mean, insane confirmation, especially after the last couple chapters. So, that's inherent. Plus, not only just having the fact that, like, the Nika sound effect was happening in those panels, but it was specifically added as an extra note beneath the panels to make sure that English-speaking audiences would know that is what that's supposed to sound like. It's supposed to sound like Nika, and because of the videos I watched earlier, just 20 minutes ago, that's when I learned that Nika in Japanese basically means a smirk, a smile, something like that. And of course, we know the significance of that. It's really interesting. I think I'm going to leave it at this right now because I don't want to ramble on too long, and else I've been rambling for 7.5 minutes. But I want to make some follow-ups on this, in particular on my Gaimon theory, which honestly I thought was so ridiculous that I would never even post it. But I mean, fuck it, maybe, If you made this far, thanks for hearing me out. It's been a pleasure to catch up to One Piece and be a part of this and the theories, and I want to be a part of the One Piece community moving forward. Thank you.